Thanks for joining us for this month's edition of Okaloosa Eye on Crime. We have a lot on our plate this episode with several unsolved murders around the area that we're going to focus on.
And we're also going to have a look at a deputy's initiative to help the homeless and a program to boost the bonds between the community and law enforcement. So let's get started.
And first up, the Fort Walton Beach Police Department is still searching for clues in a 2020 homicide. On January 6th of 2020 at about 10 a.m., Fort Walton Beach Police Department discovered the body of 52-year-old Erin Elizabeth Hines in a vacant lot located at 4 Maple Street Northwest. The District 1 Medical Examiner's Office ruled the cause of death was multiple blunt traumatic injuries. Now, Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers is, of course, offering a reward of up to $3,000 for information that leads to the identification and arrest of the unknown suspects involved in the case. Of course, anybody with information can always contact Crime Stoppers anonymously, 863-TIPS, EmeraldCoastCrimeStoppers.com, or P3TIPS mobile app.
And next up, the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office is also seeking information, this time in a 2020 homicide investigation. Deputies responded to 216 Hickory Street near Fort Walton Beach around 7:46 on the evening of December 15th, 2020. They found 28-year-old Kreskin Robinson of Fort Walton Beach inside a vehicle in the driveway of the residence, and he had died from an apparent gunshot wound. So any information on that, again, remember, it's 100% anonymous, and tips leading to an arrest in that case could earn you a cash reward.
And in Okaloosa Island, a 1979 homicide is still unsolved. 56-year-old George Myers was working at a store at the corner of Highway 98 and Santa Rosa Boulevard the morning of February 9th of that year. A customer who went in about 3 a.m. initially couldn't find the clerk, but went into a storage room and discovered the man, Myers, on the floor with multiple gunshot wounds. The store's safe, cash register, and his wallet were left untouched, which is very strange considering it doesn't seem like it was a robbery. But anybody with information about this old cold case, you can contact the Sheriff's Office or, of course, Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers. And now we want to talk a little bit about our 2023 success with Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers. We had another very successful year. We had 1,202 tips, which led to 47 arrests and cleared 64 cases for Okaloosa and Walton County law enforcement. And our board approved almost $20,000 in rewards in 2023. Interesting note, we only had about 6,000 of that actually claimed or picked up.
Wow.
So very interesting.
The
Yeah.
vast majority of that goes unclaimed.
That's very true. It's actually a nationwide statistic that about 22% of rewards are actually ever picked up or claimed.
And it's a fairly easy process to get your rewards.
It is. A lot of people just want to provide the information and kind of be done with it. They just
Okay,
don't want to be involved.
they're using the system, but they're not really necessarily interested in the cash reward.
That's right.
And of course, we all know that law enforcement is risky business, and officers simply never know when a person they're dealing with is going to just dramatically escalate a situation.
But the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office is training deputies on tactics that focus on achieving a peaceful outcome through de-escalation strategies. OCSO instructor Sergeant Jessica Trimboli and Deputy Brian Mulbach recently trained our school resource officers on protocols from the National De-Escalation Training Center.
So the scenario is that you're expelling Scott's child from school for bringing a vape on campus, which is one of the typical ones we see.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Mr. Spence is upset because his son's being expelled, but I
Well,
unfortunately can't do anything else. I can't do anything else about this.
Sir,
He just needs to-
I'm trying to
he just needs
explain
go
the
ahead
situation. No, Miss Sonia.
leave, and he can call,
Miss Sonia,
you can
no.
call the school
Sir,
board, Mr.
no,
Spence.
Miss Sonia.
Yes, sir.
Have a Miss seat. Sonia,
We'll
stop.
deal with this, okay? We'll talk one-on-one.
Miss Sonia.
Okay, let's talk, sir.
Miss
Let's talk.
Sonia.
The title of the course is De-Escalation Principles and Practices. It's grant-funded training through Walton County, and they've shared that with us. So we can put right now we're putting all of our SROs through the training, and then gradually putting the rest of our deputies through it as well.
So I say a strong D? Yeah, strong D.
So the idea is that with this class and learning the different basic personality types, we can deal with people a lot better. So if I'm dealing with a D personality type and that's not my core, I know how to talk to that person to quickly de-escalate them.
Hey, man! Holy cow! Dude, that's a stop sign right there, man. You need to be paying attention. This is a parking lot. You just blew through that stop sign.
Everything okay?
This dude right here just blew through that stop sign.
my
You just
car?
follow the rules of this parking lot.
Did y'all both just put fingerprints on
Hey,
the car?
your car's really nice, but there's no damages.
touching it.
Yeah, there's no damages. There's no damages. Hey, just get back in your car.
The car.
So this training's a little bit different because it focuses on allowing a deputy or an officer to rapidly identify what type of personality they're dealing with when they come in contact with somebody. You know, we come into contact with somebody, whether it be in a school for an SRO or on the street for a road deputy, we don't have the opportunity to conduct a full personality evaluation or assessment. So this allows them to rapidly identify what type of person they're dealing with, and then teaches them what their needs are for that particular personality type, so they can kind of employ some of those tactics and use them and hopefully de-escalate the situation before it gets any farther. Because if we can just de-escalate a situation prior to getting to the need for use of force, then you know, it's better for everybody.
Hey man, how are you doing today?
How are you?
Hey, I'm Deputy King of the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office. Hey, the reason I pulled you over today is you're going a little too fast in the 35 back
I know,
there.
but this song came on. Isn't it awesome?
It is a great
Sounding
song.
good.
De-escalation is our job, I believe, because we're going to get a call for, I mean, it could be just as something as simple as a dog barking that's, you know, maybe annoying the neighbor or something like that, all the way up to somebody getting hurt. So knowing these personality types, using these skills to rapidly identify the personality type and then to de-escalate quickly, we can get more accomplished by having these skills. Good job, guys. All right, so what type of personality are you
She's definitely going to be an I. She's definitely into herself. She's trying to be very flashy, trying to divert my attention and focus everything on herself.
Do you think that's her being non-compliant?
No, not at all. I don't think she's being non-compliant. I think she's being self-complacent a little bit. She's kind of focusing more on what she wants me to pay attention to versus what she's being requested of.
Right, but that doesn't stop us from doing our
Absolutely
job, right?
not, no ma'am.
All this is doing is helping us with our own self-evaluation, which in the end makes us a better law enforcement officer and helps us to deal with each type of member of the public.
Now we're going to go down our first list of wanted fugitives that are running from deputies, and we want to remind you they're wanted as of today's taping date, which is January 19th, 2024. And first up is going to be Rene Izquierdo Lopez. He's 47 years old. He's wanted for sexual battery on a victim under 12 years of age, as well as lewd and lascivious molestation.
And another felony sexual battery and lewd and lascivious molestation coming with Timothy Tyler Turner, who's 31. He's wanted for those charges and was last known to live on Red Barrel Road in Baker.
And some good news, we can remove Stephen Alexander Jameson from the wanted list. He's been located since our last show.
And lawmakers are trying to track down Clint Wayne Covey. He's 40 years old and he's wanted for felony failure to appear on 2 counts of battery on an officer or firefighter.
We're still looking for 35-year-old Ann Margaret Mary Marsh. She's wanted for failure to appear for theft and elderly abuse, last known to live on Madeline's Path in Fort Walton Beach.
Also on this list is Denise Evelyn Freites. She's 61 years old and she's wanted for felony VOP for DUI, fleeing and eluding law enforcement, and possession of a controlled substance.
John William Galveo Saab, he's wanted for first-degree premeditated murder in the shooting death of a 48-year-old Fort Walton Beach man back on March 17th of 2021 in the Capri Commons Mobile Home Park. He had an address on Patio Road in Fort Walton Beach prior to the murder, but he left shortly afterwards, and investigators have been unable to locate him. So if you might have information about where he's hiding out, contact Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers.
And that's a big one. Ricky Jerome Sutton's up next. He's wanted for felony VOP for aggravated battery on a pregnant victim and harassing a witness.
Oswaldo Avalos Camacho was last known to live on Williams Court in Fort Walton Beach. He's wanted for felony failure to appear for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
And here's a good one. Clarence Lee Robbins, located since the last show. We like those.
But the Walton County Sheriff's Office is still looking for Tyson Lamar Richardson for felony violation of probation, as well as knowingly giving false information to a law enforcement officer, last known to live on Landfill Road in Defuniak Springs.
But they have found Paul Robert Douglas Howell, so he has been located.
And 37-year-old Casey Scott Dishman is still hiding, wanted for felony failure to appear for resisting arrest without violence, possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell, as well as other narcotics charges, last known to live out in Destin.
And this is Donald Joe Mitchell. Mitchell's wanted for DUI and driving with a license that had been suspended or revoked. He was last known to live in Navarre.
53-year-old Tad Keith Bowers is wanted for violation of probation on the original charge of child neglect.
Moving to some videos now, the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office third and final day of the Faith in Blue initiative took place recently, and participants in that community bonding exercise, which is basically what it is, say they were surprised and also impressed after seeing firsthand many of the diverse missions and diverse skill sets that deputies have.
We're going to start with SRT. They're getting set up right now. They're just going to do a quick demo, and then we're going to do an interaction with them, much like we've done in the past with other units.
We do all kinds of different things. We do Overwatch for SRT. We go find people that are missing. We go find bad guys that run from traffic stops and warrant services.
I'm working on my 35th year right now. I can tell you I wake up every day and I look forward to coming to work, mainly because of the caliber of individuals that we work with. And then our mission and what we do, which is basically helping the public, you know, serving them and everything else. So what you're about to witness is what we call our physical agility course. We run this on average of once a year for pre-existing employees. If you're a new hire and you're going through our application process, absolutely, you have to come out here and run it for 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Stay low. Stay low. Stay low.
Come on.
You going now? Where you been? That's your head at the end. Good.
So going to an active shooter in a hallway. Every person coming at you, he's processing for whole person, hands, waist, their demeanor in the immediate area around them.
Hands in the air, exit the building. Where's the shooter? Where's the shooter? Where's the shooter? Hands in the air, exit the building. Come on, keep coming, keep coming.
Did you all see that cloud of dust come out? That's the story of my life. Come here, hold up here. Hey. So, this right here is my partner. Can you spin around, buddy? So this is my partner in crime, my ride or die, my best friend. This is Bo. He just turned 2 Saturday. So he has been with us since the month. Yeah, buddy. So he has been with us since about 8 months old.
I found it very beneficial. I was in the Air Force when I was younger, and one thing I miss a lot about the Air Force is the camaraderie and like the team building, and one of the things I definitely see here is just like there's a huge level of camaraderie and amazing training and just having a family. Like it means a lot. You can't do a job as hard as this without having a team around you that supports you like a family, and that's something that I saw in all of the sheriffs and all the members of this this agency, and it's like something I miss, and I think it's amazing.
I mean, there are some preconceived notions that you have, even as a police supporter. You're like, you know, these men and women, that you know they're human, but to really sit and see and hear their stories, and they want our feedback so they can become better deputies and become better members of the community and help support us. It's nice to see that they care and that they want to do what's best by us and for us, and just see all the training and the work that they put in and day out to keep us safe.
But it definitely helped with just like seeing everything they do, because I was seeing it like this small portion of like, oh, like traffic stops and stuff like that, but seeing like the cadet program, like all like the dive team, all that stuff, like it really opened my eyes to everything they do.
I mean, I've always had a good perspective for law enforcement. This makes me more aware of what they do, like how they train, what they would expect from a civilian like us. Just makes it easier to understand, like actually being here and seeing their training facility and what they do.
Website's beneficial. It provided a lot more education and a lot more insight on what to expect from our law enforcement officers, along with what they go through on a day-to-day. It allows you to kind of get more of on a personal level what they go through, and kind of how much stress and how much pressure's on them when they're doing their jobs.
Did it make you at any point think this is something I would be interested in doing?
Absolutely. If I, for some reason, I have a main interest in the military, but if I, for some reason, don't do that, law enforcement is definitely my number 2.
And was that before you came as well, or do you think more so now?
More so now. It was before I came, but more so now.
You see the wrinkles? Okay, so when his nose is to the ground, the ears are past his nose, the wrinkles, they all look as creates a big vacuum. So it shoves everything up into that nostril that he can. That's what makes them such good trackers. Their endurance is off the chart. You want to smell the camera?
He's
There you
camera
go.
shy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, any questions on him before I put him up real quick? I love questions. All right, come on.
And it was a great group that turned out for the Faith in Blue, and it's wonderful to see so much interest from our community in connecting with law enforcement.
And keep an eye out for the next one that'll come up. Moving on now to our list of fugitives, we've got Carol Hardy starting this one. No photo available of Carol, but she's 65 years old, and she's wanted for felony exploitation of an elderly person. Last known address was on Wilson Street in Crestview.
Another one we can remove from the wanted list is Ariel Little.
I think Zachary Lee Dalton's been on here for a while. He's wanted for arson.
Christian Devontae Nix is 23 years old. He's wanted for felony, failure to appear for fleeing and eluding law enforcement, operating a vehicle without a license, and destroying evidence. He was last known to live on 4th Avenue in Shalimar.
Moving to Walton County, 23-year-old Andrea Lara, wanted by the Walton County Sheriff's Office for felony VOP. Last known address was on Orange Avenue in Defuniak Springs.
And back to Okaloosa County, 41-year-old David Michael Williams is wanted for felony, violation of probation for multiple counts of grand theft, theft from the elderly, and fraud. Last known to live on John Sims Parkway in Niceville.
And this is Brennan Shane Dickinson, last known to live on Harmony Lane in Crestview. Dickinson's wanted for felony possession of a weapon or ammo by a convicted felon, burglary, larceny, and violation of probation.
Local law enforcement agencies are able to chalk up countless contributions to their mission to protect and serve in 2023.
That's for sure. And Sheriff Eric Aiden shared some examples in the rundown we're going to show you now.
We have 3 different bureaus here: operations, admin, and we also have CID, which is our criminal investigation division. So all of them had different milestones and goals that we wanted to achieve and that we did achieve. The first thing that we did as far as in the community that should be noted is early in the year of 2023, we did something called the Fins and Pins. Every year we like to do a different fundraiser for the Florida Youth Ranch, but the Fins and Pins was a fish fry and bowling event, and a lot of the community came out to try and help support that event. Another thing on the operations side was Canine Beal, who's a veteran canine officer with us, and his dog Sky, who is a bomb dog, bomb detection dog. They're basically assigned to the airport but utilized all over the county, different needs, schools and so forth. They've actually augmented and helped in federal cases and different businesses where there's been potential bomb threats. But they were received a top 10 nationwide award, which is very prestigious for this dog and for our handler and for as well as our agency. And then the last thing on the operations side I'd like to say is that, you know, we've been in the sheriff's office for 108 years, and there are thousands and thousands, I would guess maybe 25,000 deputies in the state of Florida, but certainly a ton of deputies, and every year respective agencies submit a Deputy of the Year, and we've never, to my knowledge, had a Deputy of the Year, but we did not get one this year. However, it is just as honorable that we have Ezekiel Dixon, our deputy, that was nominated, and he actually was selected as runner-up. So I just want to be able to mention that, because out of all the heroic acts and all the different things that deputies do across this great state to try and keep our public safe, to be able to have a deputy recognized at that level is just a tremendous honor for our agency. On the CID side, which is our criminal investigation division, one of the biggest highlights was towards the middle part of the year, we were able to solve a cold case. There's a serial killer, aka Happy Face Killer, which is Keith Hunter Jesperson, that is locked up in the Northwest, and we were able to, through Familia DNA, using a company called Othram, we were able to finally match our victim, Susan Schellenberg, from a 1994 cold case where she was killed and basically thrown on the side of the interstate in one of our rest areas in the northwestern part of our county. We did nearly 350 search warrants in a year. That is a huge undertaking with resources to include our SRT, our investigations, and now those search warrants are divided up within CID upon our drug task force. Also our ICAC, which is Internet Crimes Against Children, has grown so much, and we've done so many search warrants, and these include phones, downloads on computers, but actual residential search warrants as well. And those search warrants resulted in a lot of seizures. We had 20 pounds of methamphetamines, 13 pounds of fentanyl. We had 500 grams of pressed fentanyl pills. We seized $250,000 of U.S. currency in multiple different narcotics cases. And then we seized $400,000 in motor vehicles that were used during the commission of these crimes. One of the highlights that we did was we actually purchased a dog, electronic surveillance dogs, what they're called. I first saw this when in 2019 when I came back from the FBI Academy. And I had a friend of mine here from the Philadelphia Police Department, and she works with their ICAC, and she said they had a dog that was able to sniff electronic devices, whether it be a phone, an SD card, all sorts of different things that dog is able to smell that might be hidden in a place or concealed in a place that human is not going to obviously smell it, but even finding it's very difficult. But the dogs have been instrumental. They have actually found SD cards in kitty litter boxes and in toilets. And so this dog, we are very excited to be able to get a rescue dog and be able to put this dog to use and not only provide a great home for the dog, but also be able to provide a great resource for our community.
Well, it will change your perspective on things when you see people who are grateful for a new pair of socks. And for the second year in a row, OCSO Deputy Matt Langer stepped up to organize and coordinate a special project called Operation Give Back.
And that operation is designed to get needed items into the hands of local homeless during the holidays. This year, Okaloosa County deputies got new winter jackets, and at Sheriff Eric Aiden's behest and with the help of Sylvia Hendricks at Administrative Services, the OCSO patches were removed from those old winter jackets, and so that they could get some new life in helping keep people warm in the winter weather.
All right, how y'all doing? Good, good. Hey, I'm Deputy Langer with the Sheriff's Office. For those of you who don't know, I started Operation Give Back last year. We were out here last year, so some of you probably know what we did last year. Throughout the year, I collect donations for all y'all. Jackets, shoes, all those kind of things. We have sleeping bags as well. I don't have sleeping bags for everybody, but I'm gonna try and get to anybody who needs them real bad. I have jackets for everybody, so there's no rush. We have hygiene products for everybody. What we're gonna do is when we go out here, we're gonna start the line on the far left side from me right now. So when you go out the door, it'll be on the far right side. We have bags from Ohana's for everybody. Pick you up a bag, go through the line, grab your hygiene products. I have hygiene products for everybody, so single file line. You'll go through the line. My patrol car here has jackets. So if you need a heavier jacket or if you need a lighter jacket, whatever you need, I have it. Just ask me for it, I'll get you it. So I do Angel Tree every year, and I saw that we had a homeless need as well. And looking around, I saw that there wasn't a lot of places for the community to come together and donate for the homeless. So last year I started Operation Give Back, where it was a very big success. A lot of businesses got included. A lot of the community came together and provided donations. So we called One Hopeful Place. They allowed us to come out here. The Crestview Shelter as well allowed us to come out, and we go out there and we're able to give back to those in need. We have hygiene products, anything from shaving cream, deodorant, body wash, soap, razors, all of those kind of items. We have canned goods as well, food, shoes, jackets. So this year the sheriff blessed us with all the jackets from the agency because we got new jackets, and we were able to cover jackets for every homeless person here at the shelter, including Crestview. Last year we ran out of jackets fairly quick. We weren't able to cover everybody. We were blessed with the jackets this year to where we could cover everybody, and actually probably even have leftovers throughout the year to pass out.
So how many of these do you think, you said you think you've done like 100?
About 100, a little over, maybe 120, 25. I enjoy doing it because I know it's gonna help someone out. You know, we're operation that work together, and we're just trying to help improve you know, the community.
This is something that we're going to do every single year. It's not going to stop. We get more and more helpers every year. We get more people that want to be involved every year, and it's just going to continuously grow. I always tell people throughout the year, if they have anything that wants to be donated, just let me know. I'll always find a home for anything. And we get out with the homeless community fairly often, and unfortunately sometimes it's negative, and this is an opportunity for us to come back out here and show them that it doesn't always have to be negative. We care about them, we're here for them. These are some things, these are some ways that we can help them out to get up on their feet and strive forward.
And shout out to all involved, including local businesses like Waffle House and Ohana's. They also stepped up to play a role in spreading some compassion.
And look for that to continue into next year. Moving now to our next list of fugitives, we've got on the top of this list Jill A. Bell with no photo available, but he's a 41-year-old black male wanted for felony, lewd, and lascivious molestation. Last known to live on Crooked Pine Trail in Crestview.
The Niceville Police Department is looking for 30-year-old Michelle Alicia Fortson for felony grand theft, as well as passing forged checks, last known to live in Fort Walton Beach.
Carson Ray Allen's up next on the list, wanted for felony VOP for battery on a law enforcement or firefighter, last known to live on Harbor Boulevard in Destin.
Here's another one that's been on the show for a while. That's 37-year-old Blake Elliott Gundred. He's wanted for violation of probation for grand theft, trafficking in stolen property, and providing false information to a pawnbroker.
And here's Timothy Ryan McDonald. McDonald's wanted for felony VOP for charges of burglary and theft.
Last on this list is Taisha Nicole Harris. She's wanted by the Crestview Police Department for felony intimidation, sending a written threat, last known to live on Connor Drive up in Crestview.
And next up, Team OCSO welcomed some new communications officers and new cadets in January, and they also celebrated a string of internal promotions. Let's take a look.
To go into law enforcement my entire life since I was a young kid, and I really want to give the public a good experience with law enforcement. I love to serve others and be a part of building relationships with the community.
Come from a family of law enforcement and military. I made the right choice. This is a heck of a department.
I've enjoyed being here. I love being on the streets. I love what this job brings, the opportunity to serve the community.
I look forward to the future of this agency because it is amazing the talent that we are producing.
And we want to say congratulations to all those involved across Okaloosa County for choosing public safety careers in order to serve their communities.
Yep. Certainly appreciate their service.
Always. And here's our final list of fugitives. We're going to start with 59-year-old Christine Chadwick, who we don't have a photo of, but she's wanted for cruelty to animal and resisting arrest without violence.
Next one up is from Walton County. It's Charlotte Christine Wiggins. She's wanted by the sheriff's office there for felony violation of probation and was last known to live on Rosemary Court in Defuniak Springs.
25-year-old Aisha Marie Nathan is wanted for failure to appear for vehicle theft, last known to live in Fort Walton Beach.
And take a look at this picture. Let us know if you know how to find Terry James Hennesser. He's wanted for failure to register as a sexual offender.
30-year-old Mary Elizabeth Gibson was last known to live on Silva Drive in Fort Walton Beach. She's wanted for VOP for leaving the scene of a crash with injuries.
Virginia Lee Coles is wanted for felony battery on a person 65 years or older, last known to live Edgewater Drive in Crestview.
Back over to Walton County, deputies are searching for 43-year-old Eric Markel Clyburn for felony failure to appear, last known to live out in Santa Rosa Beach.
And this is Felipe Carrera Gonzalez Sr. He's wanted for felony failure to appear for battery, as well as non-payment of child support.
Timothy James Howard, who's 39, he's wanted for larceny, resisting an officer in the recovery of stolen property, as well as failure to appear for fraud, last known to live on Bearhead Road up in Crestview.
No photo available for James Lee Burnett. He's a 70-year-old black male wanted for felony failure to appear for aggravated battery.
Last but certainly not least is 27-year-old Cole Rutland Graninger. He's wanted for violation of probation for aggravated stalking and burglary.
So quite a list, and that is going to be a wrap, but thank you for joining us.